Welcome to PerrisScope, where we discuss the advantages of owning and growing your business in the city of Perris, California, while featuring the stories of those business owners whose companies are enjoying success here in Perris. I'm Jeff Allen. Good to be back with you. Thanks again for tuning in. On this segment, we're profiling Stretch Forming Corporation with a 45-year history as a pioneer in the manufacturing space. To tell us more about it is the president and CEO of Stretch Forming Corporation, Mr. Brian Geary. Brian, it's welcome. Nice to have you.
Pleasure.
Let's talk about Stretch Forming Corporation, first of all, kind of giving us kind of an overview. You folks are in the metal forming business, and you really do a lot of business throughout a variety of industries, but tell us a little bit more about exactly what it is that you do and really some of your primary customers and which industries they fall in.
You bet. We're primarily in the aerospace manufacturing business. That's where this process came out of Stretch Forming itself. This came out of right around World War II. And we literally are stretching metal to create all the curves you see throughout the aircraft, all the skins, the extrusions, profiles that go throughout, obviously, a contoured airplane.
Talk to us about the evolution of the company. Always in the metal forming business, always working with aircraft. Give us some kind of insight into the background.
It's been evolving, primarily aerospace now. Aerospace industry is doing quite well. Right now, the industry is booming. But we also focus on rail car work, architectural work. The skylights you see at many of the malls, we probably contoured. We do some other transportation work. We do some signage work. It just, we're a build-to-print shop. Our process is used an awful lot more than one might realize. It's seen in everyday items that we all just take for granted out there. But I'd say 90% of our focus is in the aerospace industry. It is, like I said, booming right now. The advantage we have is we have an awful lot of equipment. We're very vertically integrated. We can do our machining, our tool design, our heat treating, our forming, our fab in-house. We control those costs, and we're very nimble. You go to the larger companies, they really can't compete with us as well. So that is our competitive edge. Plus, we have a fairly low overhead. The city of Perris has, the facility we have we got it at a very cost-effective price back in 2010, and that is our edge, if you will. And we're going to, the aerospace, we see a 5 to 10 year window of a lot of work right now. They just can't seem to keep up with the production needs.
What do you think are your biggest competitive advantages for Stretch Forming Corporation right now? Biggest assets, contributors to your success?
Well, obviously, it's the people. It's always the people. If you surround yourself with the right people, the people that are, quite frankly, smarter than you are, especially in their particular area. My job is to get the best people there, so I'm not there as much. So that's what we're working on the most, and get it so they're a little more autonomy. So we're always hiring, always looking for the right people. We're growing at a pretty fast clip, but you got to grow intelligently. One of the biggest mistakes a business can make is taking on too much all at once and not performing. So you've got to kind of be careful there.
So getting that return on your investment in terms of human capital, you're able to get that in the city where you are in Riverside County, of course, in the city of Perris.
Correct. In
particular, and that's really important. Obviously, you're talking always about one of the greatest expenses that any company has in terms of its people. And so that's really huge. What about some of the other things that you kind of found appealing really about the city of Perris when you decided to locate in town? What was it about Perris that made you decide to come in?
Well, we went looking for facilities back in 2009, 10, and we stumbled across a couple facilities in Perris, and we visited with the city managers and Mike McDermott there, the economic development man, and the meeting went quite well. They were very positive. They made it apparent they would work with us. So that was a big reason that we actually pulled the trigger and purchased the 100,000 square foot facility on 15 acres in Perris, and now we're looking to expand on that. And we've put additional offices in there, and the city has worked with us very well. very reactive, and so I mean it's been a blessing. You know, as opposed to some of the other cities, you might run into a lot more. They might not have the sense of urgency that one needs in business. We really can't wait, you know, a month for somebody to make a decision.
Business can't wait until you've got red tape and you've got all those hurdles and rings of fire to jump through.
Correct.
We don't have the time to be able to do that. So the process was pretty smooth from the time you had your first meetings to
it was
now.
very smooth. And then we met with the city council. They were able to give us a few dollars as well. I mean, a nice check, and it was just great. And we did our part. We hired many people, locals, and I think it's been a great win-win situation for both of us. Like I said, we're looking to expand and hire more. So I just say the future's pretty bright for both parties, and I just I feel very fortunate that we were able to run into the city of Perris and this facility.
You have a lot of people that work for Stretch Forming Corporation and people that you were able to bring in right here in the city. You're able to take and hire and train. What do the people tell you about the area in terms of living here, the livability, the lifestyle, and just kind of all that it affords?
Well, all it takes is one to check the housing pricing. It'll take you about 5 minutes to realize that there's the significance of getting twice a house for half the price out here versus Orange County or LA. It is very important that we hire people that live around the facility, because what you don't want to do at the end of the day after putting in a long day is drive another 2 hours to get home. Right.
Well, Brian, it's been a pleasure, and we really do appreciate you sharing so much information, and much continued success with Stretch Forming Corporation.
Thank you very much, Jeff.
You bet. That's going to wrap up this edition of PerrisScope. We hope you enjoyed our chat with Brian Gary, President and CEO of Stretch Forming Corporation. You can learn more about his company by visiting stretchformingcorp.com. If you'd like information about the advantages of starting, expanding, or relocating your business here, we invite you to contact the Economic Development Department at City Hall in Perris by calling 951-943-6100. Again, that's 951-943-6100. Or you can simply visit the city's website at cityofperris.org. For PerrisScope, I'm Jeff Allen.